moving at speeds of 15 to 50 kilometers per second. Those are just unbelievable speeds. Because of that, they carry so much energy that even an object the size of a basketball can be as energetic as a small atomic bomb.
But there are massive asteroids orbiting near Earth. Asteroids that would dwarf a modern city. Asteroids that, no matter where they hit, would cause global destruction.
If you hit a large metropolitan area with an iron asteroid a mile across, that would be an unimaginable catastrophe for the local area as well as for the world. It would simply obliterate.
It would explode with 30,000 megatons of force, more power than the entire nuclear arsenals of all the armies of the world. People at Ground Zero would never know what hit them. Millions would die in the first instant. The air, superheated to 9,000 degrees, would ripple outward hundreds of miles, and millions more would perish. An entire metropolitan city would be wiped from the face of the Earth. But you would be no better off if the impact occurred over the ocean.
People sometimes think that if an object were to hit in the ocean, that this would not create a problem, that much better hit in the ocean than on land. But the problem is that if you got a 1 mile in diameter body hitting in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it would create a tidal wave that would probably wipe out all of the coastal cities bordering on the Pacific Ocean.
The waves rushing onto the land would tower miles into the air. Coastal cities would be inundated. Floodwaters would rush hundreds of miles inland, sweeping millions of people to watery graves. But what's even more horrific is that the same thing happens on land. Just as an impact on water creates a tidal wave, a large impact on land would create a tidal wave of Earth, hundreds of feet tall, that would circle the planet at 500 miles per hour, wiping out everything in its path. The impact would trigger an Armageddon of worldwide disasters. The initial impact would literally cause the whole planet to shake. Every major fault line could fail.
First is an earthquake that, depending on the size and speed of the impact, could be pretty severe, and it would be felt all over the world.
Billions of tons of Earth, heated white hot, would be hurled into the atmosphere and then fall back to Earth, igniting fires over the entire planet.
These secondary impacts there'd be billions of them. They would be all over the world, and they would serve to raise the temperature of the whole atmosphere. If you're outside, you'd be facing temperatures as high as an oven set to broiling. There'd be ground fires, forest fires all over the planet. Anything that could burn would burn.
The intense seismic activity causes volcanoes worldwide to erupt, blasting ash and smoke into a sky already blackened by raging fires. A black cloud forms around the entire planet.
This is not a cloud that causes a day to be dull and gray. This would be a cloud that would cut off all sunlight. The day would be black, the night would be black, and it would probably last for a year.
As sunlight is cut off, the temperature drops and a nuclear winter scenario begins.
If it wasn't already wintertime, if it were the northern hemisphere summertime, you could convert summer to winter.
It would be raining. The rain would be so much laced with nitrous acid, it would be like the mother of all acid rains. Photosynthesis would shut down. Plants wouldn't be able to survive. People and animals that eat plants would not be able to survive. And creatures that eat plant-eating creatures wouldn't be able to survive. Death would just go right up the food chain. Finally, as the sky finally starts to clear, you get a greenhouse effect, which slowly builds up the temperature and could last for hundreds of years. So it's just about every environmental disaster you could think of, all happening